blowing shofar. Have you been practicing blowing shofar? I kind of have. I had a really awesome experience the other day that we had Artis and Susie's grandson Knox came in to the synagogue. She came here to visit for a second. He had to drop something off or pick something up or whatever. And he's very shy. And I tried to show him a whole bunch of different shofarot. And I even had him try to blow one that was a toy one. So it, just squeaks, but all you have to do is blow. And he just wouldn't, and he wouldn't, and he wouldn't. And then Barbara gave him one, his own one, in new plastic. And he took it home, and he just wouldn't, and he wouldn't. But apparently, when he got home, he was walking around the house, and he was finding things and pretending they were shofars. For example, did you know that, a watering can is a lot like a shofar? And he was like, "Ooh." So I am going to show you what I showed him. We'll start with this. The Ashkenazic Jews, the Jews from Eastern Europe, the tradition would be to blow a shofar that looks something like this. What? Is that you? Yay. 99.4%. That's what the DNA showed, 99.4? I think mine was 99 point a little bit higher, but it kind of doesn't matter when you get to 99s. I told you, my sister said, I thought we came from like the Russia-Poland area. How come there was no Russian blood or Polish blood? I said, that's a good thing. That means there was no pillaging in our household. So, we were good. So we had none of that in our blood. So the Ashkenazic Jews tend to blow a ram's horn because the tradition on Rosh Hashanah talks about, we read the Akedah, the binding of Isaac, and Abraham found a ram who was caught by his horn in the thicket, it says. And so there's a tradition about this. And this has a kind of a sadder sound. So I'm going to ask you to call my tekiah for me. Shivarim. And it sounds kind of sadder. I brought some water because it makes me have to see. It's really water. This is more of a Sephardic one. This is from an African animal. Does anybody know? Kudu, K-U-D-U, a kudu. And I'm glad that I never encountered the animal that had two of these on their heads. This is really heavy, and this is kind of amazing. I got this as a gift when I finished my doctoral degree. And I like blowing this one better. In order to be a shofar, it has to be from a kosher animal, and it has to have a kind of a horn that you can, that you heat it up, and I'll tell you about more later, because that's one of the things I wanted to talk about over the holidays. But it's easier to blow, and I think it has a nicer sound. I think that one sounded kind of wimpy. So give me another tekiah. Let's see if I can do this. Tekiah. Shivarim. Teruah. Tekiah. I get it. I want to have that first note be nailed, and I'm never nailing that first note. That was a little better. I got to practice. I may be the one to do it. I asked everybody if they wanted to blow the shofar, and no one took me up on it. One person tried and gave up. So I'm going to put this over here. I'm sticking it in the corner. You stay there and be ready for me for Rosh Hashanah. I'm going to blow the big one. So today, this week, I want to let you know what happened last week. We had no power on Friday for many hours. You should have gotten the message. But I came anyway. As I told John, we were like debating about, do we cancel services? And I didn't say this, but I think that canceling Shabbat is way above my pay grade. I think that my superior would not like me to cancel Shabbat. So I said instead that I would be here anyway. And if people came who didn't get the message, often people come for Kaddish or something, I will be here for them. And one person showed up, one person who was from Israel. And he was visiting, he's a sales rep, and he was visiting for a few days. And he came, and I gave him a tour of the building, and I learned about him, and he came from the Ukraine, and all these things. It was cute, because he said he was from Kharkov. And I said, oh, my family's from Kharkov. And he said, Kharkov, 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 Kharkov. It was really cute. We were trying really hard to understand each other. But, and then he came to services Saturday morning, and then he came to services Saturday night, and it was sweet to have him around. But a lot has happened this week, not just power outages. So before we start Shabbat, I need you to promise me that all of your lists are left outside the door. You're not going to stress about any of the things that you haven't done yet. Even me, I'm going to try. And I want you to take a deep breath. And let it out slowly. Well, we need another one. Try another one. And let it out slowly. Feel your attention leave your body. You have to keep breathing, keep going in through your nose and out through your mouth. I'm going to have to start the service sooner or later. We are going to start the service on service 3 on page 82. I think I need more breaths. And I'm going to call up Holly and Mitch to please come up and help me with the candle blessing and the wine blessing. And if you pretend that we were all at home, you'd be standing up for this. So please, if it's comfortable for you to stand and sit, I invite you to stand for this. Page 82. That kudu didn't want to stay standing there.
And the beauty that delighted our hearts. May they inspire us to work for the great Shabbat of peace. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu l'chad l'kner shel Shabbat.
Amen.
We praise you, eternal God, sovereign of the universe. You hallow us with your mitzvot and command us to kindle the Shabbat lights.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav, v'tzivanu lehadlik ner shel Shabbat. We're going to continue on pages 167 and 166 as we sanctify Shabbat with the symbol of joy.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, borei priya gafen.
Amen.
We praise you, eternal sovereign of the universe, creator of the fruit of the vine.
Amen.
We praise you, eternal God, sovereign of the universe. You called us to your holiness with your mitzvah of Sabbath and the sign of your love, a reminder of your creative works on our liberation from Egyptian bondage. Our day of days, our Sabbath especially, we hearken to your call to serve you as a holy people. We praise you, O God, for the holiness of Shabbat.
Amen. L'chaim. Now, you have to say Shabbat Shalom to somebody you came in with and somebody you didn't come in with. Shabbat Shalom. And now I'm going to ask everyone to turn to page 68. I don't know if it's they're dead or if they're just in the wrong direction. And we have some special guests today, and I'm going to invite them up. And there are lots of special people here today, and I'm not inviting everybody up. These two people know they're coming up. I'm going to invite them up, and they're going to tell you who they are and why they're here. And I'm excited to have them. This was a surprise to me. It's a happy surprise. We're going to turn to page 68.
Hi, everybody. My name is Meta Cohen, and I'm from Boston, Massachusetts.
Hi, I'm Samantha Clark from Longmont, Colorado. So we are from a program called Up With People, and Up With People is thank you very much, an international nonprofit of 100 people, and this cast that we have in Shreveport as of right now is representing 14 different countries. Our main mission is to spread the message of peace and love and equality and all of that good stuff through the works of dance and music, and we're just so excited to be in Shreveport, and so far you guys have showed the utmost amount of love and support and hospitality. Thank you.
Yeah, so we have been here for about a week, and we've been doing community service, and we also have a show that we perform each week that promotes those values of love and peace. So that will be this Saturday at 7 p.m. at Centenary in the Gold Dome, and we'd love to invite you guys to come. And part of what we do in Up With People is share our culture within our cast, as we do come from 14 different countries and 27 different states. So I would love to share with you guys a melody of Hine Matov that I learned at my Reformed Jewish Day School called the Rashi School. So if you're all on page 68, I'd love to teach it to you. So it goes, I'll say a line and you can repeat it back to me. Sorry. So we're gonna go, Hine Matovu Manayim. You try. Hine Matovu Manayim. Shevet Achim Gam Yachad. You try. Shevet Achim Gam Yachad. Let's try those two lines together. 1, 2, 3, go. Hine Matovu Manayim. Shevet Achim Gam Yachad. The next part goes, Hine Matovu Manayim. Shevet Achim Gam Yachad. So the next time it goes down. So let's try that second part together. 1, 2, 3, go. Hine Matovu Manayim. Shevet Achim Gam Yachad. Great, let's try that all together. 1, 2, 3, go. Hine Matovu Manayim. Shevet Achim Gam Yachad. Hine Matovu Manayim. Shevet Achim Gam Yachad. The next part goes, Hine Matovu Manayim. Try with me. Hine Matovu Manayim. Shevet Achim Gam Yachad. Try with me. Shevet Achim Gam Yachad. So let's do those two lines together. 1, 2, 3, go. Hine Matovu Manayim. Shevet Achim Gam Yachad. The next part goes, Hine Matovu Manayim. Then again, Shevet Achim Gam Yachad. Try that with me. Hine Matovu Manayim. Shevet Achim Gam Yachad. Do you think we can try it from the top? I think we can too. You guys sound great. All right, on Hine. Hine. 1, 2, 3, go. Hine Matovu Manayim. Shevet Achim Gam Yachad. Hine Matovu Manayim. Shevet Achim Gam Yachad. Going up. Hine Matovu Manayim. Shevet Achim Gam Yachad. Hine Matovu Manayim. Shevet Achim Gam Yachad. You guys sound beautiful. Thank you so much for letting us come and teach you. And again, we'd love to invite you to our show if you want to hear more of our singing and dancing and messages of love and peace. So thank you guys so much for having us. We're so excited to be here.
Thank you.
Thank you. And the show, thank you. The tickets are the right price. They're absolutely free. You get to just come and listen to them singing. I think that's an awesome idea. What do you think? And we've talked about it already before. We're excited to be doing this. We're going to continue on the bottom of page 83. That was awesome. And how appropriate. We were saying that song, Behold How Good and How Pleasant It Is for All of Us to Be Together, that's a good up with people kind of a song. Is there a price for the tickets?
There is a price for the tickets, not for, I believe, seminary students.
Seminary students are free, sorry.
Yes, but
So-
you can buy your tickets online at www.upwithpeople.org/Shreveport.
Be there. And we heard them already. Tell your friends. The bottom of page 83. There are days when we seek material things and measure failure by what we do not own.
On Shabbat, we wish not to acquire, but to share.
There are days when we exploit nature with reckless greed.
On Shabbat, we stand in wonder before the mystery of creation.
There are days when we think only of ourselves.
On Shabbat, we open our hearts to the needs of others.
Therefore, we welcome Shabbat.
Day of rest, day of joy, day of peace.
But we're going to skip down to page 85, the bottom of 85. Because I think we already got welcomed by angels this Shabbat. Yitkadal v'yitkadash shmei Rabbah.
Amen.
Be'alma divra chiruteh v'yamlich malchuteh b'chayechon uvyomechon uv'chayed d'chol Beit Yisrael ba'agala ba'agala uvizman kariv v'meru amen yehesh merabah mevarach la'alam ul'almei almaya yitbarach yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpahar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh v'yitadar v'yit'aleh v'yithalal shemeh t'kudisha b'richu le'ela min kol berchata v'shirata tushbechata v'nechemata da'amiran be'alma v'meru amen barechu et Adonai hamevorach
Baruch Adonai, hamevorach leolam ha'ed.
God, how can we know you? Where can we find you? You are as close to us as breathing, yet you are farther than the farthermost star. You are as mysterious as the vast solitudes of night, yet as familiar to us as the light of the sun. To Moses you said, "You cannot see my face, but I will make all my goodness pass before you." Even so does your goodness pass before us, in the realm of nature and in the joys and sorrows of life.
When justice burns within us like a flaming fire, when love evokes willing sacrifice from us, when to the last full measure of selfless devotion, we demonstrate our belief in the ultimate triumph of truth and righteousness, then your goodness enters our lives, and we can begin to change the world. And then you live within our hearts, and we, through righteousness, behold your presence. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Leolam Ha'ed.
You may be seated unless you want to help me lead this next prayer. Who wants to come and help me lead the next prayer? I'm not putting an age limit on this. So while they're coming up, I wanted to point out, you notice that part of the bima and part of the things are white, and part of the things are not white yet, because we're not quite at the High Holy Days, but we've already started to change into white mode. Ready? Go.
ואהבת
את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודיך והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך ושיננתם לבניך v'ibart ha'alam, b'shivtecha b'vetecha, u'v'lechtecha v'derech, u'v'shochbecha u'v'kumecha, u'kshartam le'ot al yadecha, v'hayu letotafot bein einecha, u'chetavtam al mezuzot beitecha, u'visharecha, למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים להיות לכם לאלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם. Adonai Elohechem. Amen. Would you lead us in English too, please?
You shall love your eternal God with all your heart, with all your mind, with all your being. Set these words which I command you this day upon your heart. Teach them faithfully to your children. Speak of them in your home and on your way, when you lie down and when you rise up. Bind them as a sign upon your hand. Let them be symbols before your eyes. Inscribe them on the doorposts of your house and on your gates. Be mindful of all my mitzvot and do them. So shall you consecrate yourselves to your God. I am your eternal God, who led you out of Egypt to be your God. I am your eternal God.
I, the Eternal One, have called you to righteousness and taken you by the hand and kept you. I have made you a covenant people, a light to the nations.
We are Israel, witness to the covenant between God and God's children.
This is the covenant I make with Israel. I will place my Torah in your midst and write it upon your hearts. I will be your God, and you shall be my people.
We are Israel. Our Torah forbids the worship of race or nation, possessions or power.
You who worship gods that cannot save you, hear the words of the Eternal One. I am God, there is none else.
We are Israel. Our prophets proclaimed an exalted vision for the world.
Hate evil and love what is good. Let justice well up as waters, and righteousness as a mighty stream.
We are Israel, schooled in the suffering of the oppressed.
I think that we understand what it means for water to be welling up and streams to be mighty. You shall not oppress your neighbors nor rob them. You shall not stand idle while your neighbor bleeds.
We are Israel, taught to be swords into plowshares, commanded to pursue peace.
Violence shall no longer be heard in your land, desolation and destruction within your borders. All your children will be taught of your God, and great shall be the peace of your children.
We are Israel, O God, when we are witnesses to your love and messengers of your truth.
You are my witnesses, says the Eternal One, and my servant, whom I have chosen. Know me, therefore, and put your trust in me.
We are Israel, O God, when we proclaim you God, our Redeemer, as did our ancestors on the shores of the Red Sea. Ya la 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 la, ya la la la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la la la, ya la la la. Mi chamocha ba'elim Adonai, mi kamocha neda b'kodesh, Torati hi lo tosef ele, Torati hi lo tosef ele. Ya la 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 la, ya la la la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la la la, ya la 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 la.
V'ne'emar, and it has been said, the Eternal One delivered Jacob and redeemed us from the hand of one stronger than ourselves. Baruch atah Adonai, Ga'al Yisrael. We praise you, O God, Redeemer of Israel. May we lie down this night in peace and rise up to life renewed. O God, spread over us your shelter of peace, of quiet and calm. and bless us with rest. And let a time come when morning will bring no word of war or famine or anguish, a time of happiness, of contentment and peace and rest. Baruch atah Adonai, haporei sukat shalom, aleinu v'al kol amo Yisrael v'al Yerushalayim, which means, praised are you, Adonai. You cover us up with a shelter of peace. You should put it on us, on all the people of Israel, all of Jerusalem, v'chol ha'olam, and all the world. We give thanks for the night and its rest, and the promise of peace for all the world. Vishameru v'nei Yisrael ha-Shabbat, la'asot et ha-Shabbat לדורותם ברית עולם. ביני ובין בני ישראל, אותי לעולם, אותי לעולם, אותי לעולם. ושמרו בני ישראל השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. כי ששת ימים עשה אדוני את השמיים ואת הארץ, ושמרו בני ישראל השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. וביום השביעי שבת וינפש, שבת וינפש, שבת וינפש, ושמרו בני ישראל השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. Vayom Hashvi, and on the seventh day, God Shabbat, he rested, Vayinafash, and he was re-souled. He was refreshed. We rise on page 93 for the Tefillah. Adonai sifatai tiftach ufi yagid tehilatecha. Eternal God, open my lips that my mouth may declare your glory. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu v'Elohei avotenu v'imotenu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzchak, v'Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Leah, v'Elohei Rachel, האל הגדול, הגיבור והנורא, אל עליון, גומל חסדים טובים, וקונה הכל, וזוכר חסדי אבות ואימהות, ומביא גאולה לבני בניהם, למען שמו באהבה, מלך עוזר ומושיע ומגן. Baruch atah Adonai, Magen Avraham, ve'ezrat Sarah. In the middle of page 94, God of all generations, of Abraham and Isaac and Jacob, of Sarah, Rebekah, Leah, and Rachel, be praised. Your wondrous creative power fills heaven and earth.
God of life and death, be praised.
Through us send help to the falling, healing to the sick, freedom to the captive. Confirm your faithfulness to those who sleep in the dust. Awesome and holy God, be praised. With acts of love and truth, we hallow your name. As it is said, y'all be holy, for I, your eternal God, am holy.
God of times and seasons, be praised.
Enable us through Sabbath rest to explore and learn and impart the meanings of your Torah. Make our hearts ready to serve you this day and all days. God who answers prayer, be praised. May we, your people Israel, be worthy in our deeds and our prayer. Wherever we live, wherever we seek you, in this land, in Zion restored, in all lands, you are our God. Source of life and its wonders, be praised. You are the miracle within all we behold. You are goodness, you are compassion. We give thanks to you forever.
Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Le'olam. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Le'olam. Ki atahu melech Adon Lechol HaShalom.
Till this point in the service, we have been given words to say. This is the part of the service where we get to say what's in our own heart. We take a moment for silent prayer.
May the words of my mouth
Imre fi vehegyon libi
and the meditations of my heart
lefanecha
be acceptable to you.
Lefanecha
Be acceptable to you.
Adonai Tzuri
God, my rock,
Tzuri v'goali
my rock and my redeemer.
Adonai Tzuri
God, my rock,
v'goali don't thank Adam enough. He plays all these billions of notes. I didn't know all the music. I mean, it's never happened like that here before you started playing. I didn't realize all those notes were in the songs. At this point in our service, our hearts and our prayers turn to those who are ill or recuperating. We turn to the inside back cover of our prayer book. And I turn off my microphone for a moment as I call out the names of the people who have asked for healing. If you have other names you'd like us to be praying for, I invite you to call them out. Yogi. For all these names and the names we choose to hold in our hearts and not say out loud, we pray together. O God, in our hearts we name those who are facing illness and pain. We join our prayers with the prayers of all who love them. Give them renewed comfort and courage. Strengthen in them the healing powers you have placed within us all. Guide the hands and hearts of those who are entrusted with their care. May the knowledge of your love and ours give added hope to them and to their dear ones. May they find even greater strength because our prayers are linked to theirs. Baruch atah Adonai, Rofei HaCholim. We praise you, eternal God, the source of healing and health. And we add, Mishabarach Avotenu ve'imotenu. May the one who blessed and protected our ancestors guard all those whom we've entrusted with the responsibility of defending our freedom and protecting us in this country, in the land of Israel, and everywhere they've been called to serve. Give them courage to succeed and strength to persevere. May they return home safely, and let us say, Amen. So the Torah portion that we read this weekend, tomorrow for Torah study, is one that anyone who... I hear Shirley Eltis reading this Torah portion. I will always hear Shirley Eltis reading this Torah portion. Atem nitzavim kolchem hayom. I will always. It's the reason why I stayed in Shreveport, why I couldn't leave. I was ready to leave, and then I heard her read that again, and I just cried, and I realized I needed to stay. That nobody from my dissertation committee would believe me that that's how we read Torah here. And it was magnificent, and I loved it. But it talks about commandments, and it makes me wonder why it's difficult sometimes to do the right thing, why it's easy to do the wrong thing. Sometimes I think it's because we're just plodding along, and we don't realize that we should be turning off of our path. Sometimes it's because we think we're making a good choice and we're actually making a bad choice. I keep thinking about this vaping situation, all these people who thought that they were doing something healthier than smoking, and now it's turning out to be a bad thing. In the Torah it says, it's not in the heavens, these commandments, so that who's going to say, who's going up to the heavens to be able to do it? And it's not on the other side of the sea to say, who's going to go across the sea and do these things? It's right here, it's in our hearts. When it's something where you think you're making a good decision and it turns out it's wrong, that happened to me just this week. I've known for a few years that I had osteopenia and then osteoporosis, and then I did a bone density scan just more than a month ago actually, and I just got the results back yesterday from the doctor, and the doctor said, I went from osteopenia to osteoporosis, and this statement said I had osteopenia again, which is better than osteoporosis. And he said, stop taking the medications that I'm taking because it doesn't work. And I'm thinking, well, I feel like it works. And I'm a little bit afraid to make it stop working. And so I stressed over it a lot. And I called the doctor, and the doctor's office called me back. And it turns out that I misunderstood what they were saying, at least part of it. they wanted me to stop taking the Fosamax and the calcium. And it turns out, and I don't know if you've read the results, there's research recently that says that calcium isn't good for you. It's not helping. Did you read that recently? So they weren't saying, stop taking the calcium, it's not helping you. They were saying, stop taking calcium, it doesn't help. And so I didn't read that, bless you. I didn't read that. I read, stop doing what you're doing because it's not working, but it felt like it was working. And why should I stop doing something that's working? It was very frustrating to me. And you know, I had that same situation about a year ago. I was taking Lyrica, and people said, try to take gabapentin. And I said, nope, because the Lyrica is working, and I don't want to feel that pain ever again. And then I decided to try it. And I'm not feeling the same pain as I was before the Lyrica and things. The pain is diminished. I lost 30 pounds since I went on the gabapentin. And sometimes change helps. Sometimes change really helps. So one of the things that I realized that makes it complicated to fulfill mitzvot is sometimes you just want to do what you've always done. It's easier. And sometimes when you try to do a mitzvah, sometimes it's getting harder. There's a show we've been watching. I'm not going to tell you what it is because I don't want to do a spoiler for you. And I already told you last year because I started watching it again this year because the new episodes, the last season started yesterday. That's your hint. I didn't watch this episode yet. I've got a while before I can start watching TV again. But it was saying that sometimes when you try to do good, sometimes the good things wind up bad, kind of like the vaping. So for example, we toss our crumbs into the waters. And we've been doing this for hundreds and hundreds of years. And it's a symbolic thing. And it's kind of fun. We take our crumbs. I have like whatever's left of my last box of matzah, and I crumple it up into little things, and I toss it. And we love watching. It's not supposed to be for feeding the animals, but it's kind of fun when the animals come and you see the ducks come by, and we saw turtles, and we see catfish, and we see different things eating it. Well, you know what I found out? It's very bad for these animals. That food, the matzah, that really provides very little nutrition for me, it provides very little nutrition for these animals. And they get full on it, and then it's not healthy for them. They get sick. And then whatever's left in the water that they didn't eat is fodder for algae, which builds up and then kills the fish. We don't want to kill animals. That's not the point of it. It's supposed to be just a little bit of symbolic cast your sins. So even though I put that really funny thing in the bulletin again about what kind of bread you should bring for what kind of sins, and I stand by that list because it's fun, we're not going to be throwing breadcrumbs. I'm not going to be. We're going to be bringing other things. Jerry found out that that Holy Angels has bird seed, and we can toss bird seed, and it's still symbolic, and we can toss that in, and that's actually helpful to all of the animals that live in the water community. So sometimes when we need to change things, it's hard. It's a little bit weird to change that tradition, but I'm looking forward to this. You know, plastic or paper. Man, I thought plastic was the coolest thing. I was so glad we had it. Who wouldn't pick plastic? It had handles, and you could use it for other things. I'm trying not to use the plastic anymore at all. And it's all those things. So sometimes change is hard, and it's not that far away, though. It's right here. It's in our hearts. It's right here for us to do. Guess what? We'll talk more about doing mitzvot over the next few days and next few weeks when I see you a billion times over the next few weeks for all of the holidays coming up. But now I'm going to ask Mr. President to tell us something about what's happening in the next few days. It's not hard for him to do. It's not on the other side of the water. It's right here.
Shabbat Shalom. Thank you, Mitch, and to the Nash family for doing the blessings. There will be no religious school or Hebrew class this week. And if you ordered round challah before noon today, you can pick it up after services today or Sunday evening when you leave services. Challah can still be ordered for Yom Kippur or Sukkot. Use the online order form or contact the office. Offices will be closed Monday, of course, in observance of Rosh Hashanah. And Rosh Hashanah evening service will begin 7:30 p.m. Sunday. Monday, September 30th, we will have 10 a.m. morning service and 12:15 children's service for families with young children. If you do need childcare during any of the services, please contact the office or Bethany. It's important we know how many children, what ages, so we can plan accordingly. 4:30 p.m., Rabbi just told you, we will have a Jewish community Tashlik service at the main building. It will be at the main building entrance at the Glen on Florno Lucas. And this year, as the rabbi just said, despite the list of funny breads, we will be doing birdseed and other things, and again, trying to be friendly to nature, to the animals. There will be no Together Tuesday on October the 1st. Next Friday, October 4th, is Simcha Shabbat. We will be honoring, blessing, and giving gifts to everyone with birthdays or anniversaries in October. Complete details for all Yom Kippur and Sukkot, everything is online and will be in the bulletin. Yom Kippur evening service will be 7:30 p.m. on Tuesday, October 8th, and Yom Kippur daytime services will begin 10 a.m. on Wednesday, October 9th. A thank you to the Brotherhood for providing the ushers for all the events, and of course to the Sisterhood for providing the breakfast and the flowers. If you would like to help or contribute, please contact the office. Save the date for Sunday, October 13th, decorating the Sukkot, and Friday, October 18th will be consecration, Simchat Torah, and a harvest dinner. And please note the October bulletin will be delayed, but should be available next week. Information about events, life cycle events are always available online on the B'nai Zion website. The Oneg Shabbat this evening is being hosted by Jerry and myself in honor of her birthday and our anniversary, so please join us. Donations were made to B'nai Zion for pulpit flowers in loving memory of Jacob Kaplan by Mark Kaplan and Betsy Kaplan Beal, in loving memory of Lucille Van Oz by Herman Van Oz, and in loving memory of Barbara Levine Weinstein by Janice Kahn. Thank you.
Thank you. So I want to let you know we're having a junior choir singing for Erev Rosh Hashanah, and I wanted to let you know that's for Yom Kippur. Spencer is singing the whole time. Elliot is playing cello for Kol Nidre. You're going to want to be here. But I'm going to ask Jerry and John to please come up. As everybody else turns to page 148, I'd like to honor them. And they're going to open the ark for the Aleinu. Turn to page 148, and when the ark is open, please rise. Our anniversary couple and our special birthday. Come on up, open. They're already up. It's white. Aleinu l'shabech la'adon hakol, la'tet gedula liotzer breshit, shelo asanu kegoyei haratzot, velo chomanu kemishpachot ha'adama, shelo sam chelkeinu kahem, וגור עלינו ככל המונם, ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא. And on the facing page we are going to sing ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד ושמו אחד. And when the ark is closed, you may be seated. I'm going to take this out of here. They polished the silver and everything. It's gorgeous in there. Mazel tov. You may be seated. We continue on page 151. But first, I am sad to tell you that we lost Sergeant First Class Jeremy W. Griffin. He was 41. He was killed in action by small arms fire during combat operations in Vardak province. We've lost 31 people in the military this year, in the American military. We've lost 2 more police officers. We've now lost 89 police officers this year. We've lost 18 canine officers. We've lost 37 firefighters. Another firefighter was killed in action this week. We are always grateful for those people who run into dangerous situations so that we can be safe. May their memories be a blessing, and may their families be consoled, and we be forever grateful. On page 151, our thoughts turn to those who have departed this earth, our own loved ones, those whom our friends and neighbors have lost, the martyrs of our people, and those of every race and nation whose lives have been a blessing to humanity. As we remember them, let us meditate on the meaning of love and loss, of life and death. I invite you to turn to page 152. When cherished ties are broken and the chain of love is shattered, only trust and the strength of faith can lighten the heaviness of the heart. At times, the pain of separation seems more than we can bear, but love and understanding can help us pass through the darkness toward the light. Out of affliction, the psalmist learned the law of God, and in truth, grief is a great teacher when it sends us back to serve and bless the living. We learn how to counsel and comfort those who, like ourselves, are bowed with sorrow. We learn when to keep silence in their presence, and when a word will assure them of our love and concern. Thus, even when they're gone, the departed are with us, moving us to live as in their higher moments they themselves wished to live. We remember them now. They live in our hearts. They are an abiding blessing. However brief may be our time on earth, O God, you endow our fleeting days with abiding worth. We now recall the loved ones whom death has taken from us this past month. We remember Ed Handel and Stephen Goodpastor. And we remember congregants' parents who died within the past year. We remember Peter Haas, Lucy Branis, Isabel Posner, and Carol Ginsberg. And since we have guests here, does anyone have an immediate relative who passed away this past month? Or a parent? Sorry? And that's right, I'm sorry, I should have included him in our list, I'm sorry. And we're sorry for your loss. Or does anyone have a parent who died within the past year? As we remember those who died at this season in years past, we take them into our hearts with our own. If anyone has an anniversary of someone's death that occurred this past week, we include them with Isaac Abramson and Jenny Abramson, Marion Berg, Nathan Bernstein, Kathleen Boyd, Augusta G. Brenner, Rosabelle C. Kahn, Frida Horn, Jacob Kaplan, Edith K. Levy, Herman Loeb, Joseph Marcus, Francis Matloff, Hyman Neerman, Mrs. Max Rosenblum, Clara Levine Rosenzweig, Isaac Rubin, Peggy Selber, Molly Shapiro, Lucille S. Van Oss, Barbara Levine Weinstein, Mandel Weissman, Mrs. S.S. Weissman, and Betty Eichenbach Wiener. In this moment of memory, our griefs and sympathies are mingled. Loving God, we rise, as together we praise your name. The Mourner's Kaddish is found on page 154. The translation is on Win 55. Yitgadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabbah, be'alma divra chirutei v'yamlich malchutei, b'chayechon u'v'yomechon u'v'chayei d'chol Beit Yisrael, ba'agala u'v'zman kariv, v'imru amen. Yehe shemei Rabbah mevarach la'alam o'amei amaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh. V'yithadar v'yit'aleh v'yithalal shemei d'kudsha v'richu. La'ela min kol birchata v'shirata, tushbechata v'nechemata, da'amiran be'alma v'imru amen. Yehe Shalama Rabba Min Shemaya, V'chaim Aleinu, V'al Kol Yisrael, V'imru Amen. Oseh Shalom B'mromav, Hu Ya'aseh Shalom, Aleinu V'al Kol Yisrael, V'imru Amen. May the source of peace send peace to all who mourn and comfort to all who are bereaved. We say Amen. Please be seated. I want to invite our friends from Up With People to come back up. I think we need to do that Hinei Matov again as a closing song. What do you say? Right? I think that's a good idea. I'd rather leave with that, unless you have another song that you both want to sing that would be a good song for us to keep in our heads, like, I don't know, Up With People or something.
We'll save that for the performance.
Oh man, it's already stuck in my head.
We could do that again, or we could do a version of Oseh Shalom.
We,
I'm still learning, so you can teach me if you'd like.
Or we could just...
let's do the Hinei Matov. They were good at it. I'd like to keep that in my head.
So our starting pitch will be he, so he, 1, 2, 3, go.
Hinei Matov u'manayim,
Shevet gam yachad. Hinei matov u'manayim. Shevet gam yachad. Hinei matov u'manayim. Shevet gam yachad. Hinei matov u'manayim. Shevet gam yachad. One more time. Hinei matov u'manayim. Shevet gam yachad. Hinei matov u'manayim. Shevet gam yachad. Hinei matov u'manayim. Shevet gam yachad. You sound great. Hinei matov u'manayim. Shevet gam yachad. Shabbat Shalom, everyone.
Shabbat
Thank you for having
Shalom.
us up again.
We now call everyone under the age of 13 to help me with the motzi, so everybody gets to eat something. I don't know what's under here. It's going to be a mystery. Parts of the sanctuary are ready for Yontif, and parts of the sanctuary know that it's not Yontif yet. So what do you think we're going to find under here?
Just do one.
Well, some kind of challah, right?
Yeah.
It will surprise us. What? It's a regular challah. I'm so excited because it looks like this. It's nice and braided, and what does it remind us of? Oh, It reminds us of Shabbat. It reminds us that we're all twisted together like this. We're all connected in a very twisty way. Ready? Go.
Motzi lechem min haaretz. We give thanks to God for bread. Our voices rise in song together as our joyful prayer is said. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam. Hamotzi lechem min haaretz.
V'te'avon. I get the tray, you get the bread. I get the tray, you get the bread. Whoa. There's more challah out there for grown-ups too, by the way. What? Pass it around. Thank you. I know. Give it to the people that are out there. We all get some. I know. It's because you sit in the corner. We got to remember to give Adam more challah. Please, there's no calories on Shabbat. I forgot to tell you that. That's one of the laws of life. Please rise for the closing benediction. That's what life tastes like, what Shabbat tastes like. Last Shabbat of the year, everybody. I hope that you look back at your year that's passed and have great memories, that you're working hard at erasing the bad memories. We're glad to be here together. It is a blessing. Yivarechecha Adonai v'yishmerecha. May God bless you. May God protect you. Yair Adonai panav elecha v'chuneka. May the light of God's face shine upon you. Be gracious to you. Can you feel it? Kind of tingles. Yisa Adonai panav elecha v'yasem lecha shalom. May God's face always be lifted up to you, because we know that God has things that God looks up to you about. May God grant you peace. Shabbat shalom, everybody. Hine matovu shachim gam yachad. Hine matovu manayim rachim gam yachad.